Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Shri Radhe Radha Gokulananda Shri Radhe Jaya Sita Ram Lakshmana Hanuman Jaya Sita Ram Lakshmana Hanuman Jaya Sita Ram Lakshmana Hanuman Jaya Gauranita Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna, thank you so much for coming and joining us today. Okay, so verse is there on the TV. This verse is from 12th chapter, and the discussion is going on that Krishna is telling Arjuna that who is dear to Krishna. Just raise your hand if you want to be dear to Krishna. Anyone here wants to be dear to Krishna? Okay, few, good. So first I'll recite the verse of our 12th chapter, 18th and 19th, yeah. So as we have the tradition to recite the verse, so we'll recite the verse and then you can follow. You can see on the screen, yeah, some of us, yeah, perfect. So first I'll recite and then in reciprocation you can repeat. Samashatrau cha mitre cha. Samah shatrau cha mitre cha. Tathaman apamanayo. Tathaman apamanayo. Shitoshna sukha dukkheshu. Shitoshna sukha dukkheshu. Samaha sangha vivarjita. Samaha sangha vivarjitaha. Tulyanindastu time moni. Mainu santusto yena kenachit. Santusto yena kenachit. Aniketa sthiramatir. Aniketa sthiramatir. Bhakti mame priyo naraha. Bhakti man me priyo naraha. Samashatrau cha mitre cha. Tathamana apamanayo. Shitoshna sukha dukkheshu. Samasanga vivarjitaha. Tulyanindastu tirmoni. Santusto yena kenachit. Aniketa sthiramatir. Bhakti man me priyo naraha. Next we'll go to translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So translation. Translation. One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge and who is engaged in devotional service. Such a person is very dear to me. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. A devotee is always free from all bad association. Sometimes one is praised and sometimes one is defamed. That is the nature of human society. But a devotee is always transcendental to artificial fame and infamy, distress or happiness. He is very patient. He does not speak of anything but the topics about Krishna. Therefore, he is called silent. Silent does not mean that one should not speak. Silent means that one should not speak nonsense. One should not speak only of essentials, and the most essential speech for the devotee is to speak for the sake of the Supreme Lord. A devotee is happy in all conditions. Sometimes he may get very palatable foodstuffs, sometimes not. But he is satisfied, nor does he care for any residential facility. He may sometimes live underneath a tree, and he may sometimes live in a very palatable building. He is attracted neither. He is called fixed because thank you. He is called fixed because he is fixed in his determination and knowledge. We may find some repetition in the descriptions of the qualification of a devotee, but this is just to emphasize the fact that a devotee must acquire all these qualifications. Without good qualifications, one cannot be a pure devotee. Rao abhaktasya kuto mahan gunaha. One who is not devotee, he has no good qualification. Devotee has no good qualification. One who wants to be recognized as a devotee should develop the good qualifications. Of course, he does not externally endeavor to acquire these qualifications, but engagement in Krishna consciousness and devotional service automatically helps him develop them. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakhaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavade Paschatya Dveshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, again, thank you so much for joining. Those who are new here, so this is evening program. So we usually have an ISKCON Temple evening program and morning program. Morning program begins at 4. So if you wish to see Krishna early in the morning, you can come. You're always welcome. And this is evening program. So in this program, we have first Bhagavad Gita class, 6 to 7. And then from 7 to 7:30, we'll have Aarti, which is for Lordships. And then we have Prashadam in the Sri Krishna Haveli, Seva Hall. So yeah, we'll begin this verse. So when I read Bhagavad Gita first time in my language, like Gujarati language, and I just read the translation, and there was no purport, there was no like commentary and all these things. So what was my realization first time, that why Krishna is telling us that to be equipoised in both situation, either pleasure or like sorrow, despondency, dejection. It's like why Krishna is telling like cold and heat. It's like why he's saying heat is okay, but cold should be fine. Like misery is okay, but happiness we should enjoy. Like why Krishna is saying like we should not even take advantage of when we are like in the zone of happiness. So I was thinking about this, and one story came in my mind, and the story is like it's fine. So the story of the King Dashrath. Yeah, you can. So story goes like King Dashrath. You know who was he? King Dashrath. Any idea? Lord Ram's father, yeah, King Dashrath. So when King Dashrath was fighting on the battlefield, and you know who was a charioteer? His wife, Kaikai. Yeah, and Lord Ram was not born at that time. So Dashrath Maharaj was fighting on the battlefield with the enemies, and somehow he got injured with the arrows from the other party. And since he was injured, so his charioteer, who was his wife, so she took him somewhere away, sacred and safe zone. And this is how she saved her husband, Dashrath Maharaj. And when Dashrath Maharaj came in his original consciousness, he like awoke from his the wound and all these things, and he saw like everything was perfect around him. He thought, I was fighting in the battlefield, but now why I'm here? Like I was injured, I was like unconscious. And when he was like conscious, then he saw like he was safe. And then his wife was there, and the Kaikai, she said that I brought you here just to save you from the enemy. And Dashrath was so happy Then he said, okay, you saved my life. I'm so happy with you. Now you can ask any 2 boons. I'm ready to give you. So just see the power of happiness, like what happens if we are like not balanced or not like equipoised, not controlled when we are in the zone of happiness. So he said, yeah, you can ask any 2 boon, whatever you like. So you saved my life, so it's my right to give you. I can give you as a king, as a husband. So Dashrath Maharaj was so happy, and his wife, she said, I will not ask today, but I'll ask when it's necessary, when I'm in the like difficult zone, difficult time. So at that time, I'll ask some 2 boons. So Dashrath Maharaj says, okay, I have to give, so I can give anytime, maybe today or later, whenever you want. So this was the exchange when he was happy. So he gave 2 boon without thinking or without like reasoning or logic or using like proper intelligence. He gave these 2 boons, and after some time, as we know, 4 brothers, Lord Ram, Lakshman, they born, and they grew up very quickly. They went for study in the Gurukul, and when the time was there, one day Dashrath Maharaj, he saw his face in the mirror, and he realized that he's getting older because he got some white beard. So Dashrath Maharaj said that now this is time to renounce, this is time to go for the next ashram, which is Vanaprastha and then sannyasa. So Dashrath Maharaj decided to leave the kingdom as a king. So he said, who is the qualified person out of my 4 sons? And as we know that Lord Ram was about to coronated. And the day before night, as we know, the mantra, bad association, the personification of bad association, she went to see Lord Bharat's mother, which was Kaikai. And Kaikai is the one who got this privilege to ask for 2 boon and whenever she wants. And Mantra knew this secret. So what she did, she went to Dashrath and said, see, I know tomorrow Lord Ram is gonna be coronated. So what I want, after the association of mantra, she said, like, I want to be king, my son. I don't want Lord Ram to become a king, because this was like pollution, this was conditioning by mantra. And she put all the negativity, all the poison and all the toxic matters in her prayer, and she was like confused. So she asked for this 2 boon. The boon is like that, as we know that Lord Ram have to go to forest and stay there for 12-14 years as a vanvas, and then Bharat, he should be the king, next king after Dashrath Maharaj. This is so happened, and we know rest of the history. But this is how we end up. If we are like so happy, if we are like so transcendental, like without thinking or without using our brain, logic, intelligence, and if we give someone our word, like this is what happened with us. Like when we are like so happy, then we celebrate, we do this, that, all these things. But somehow we make mistake, and we end up in the difficult zone like Dashrath Maharaj. So this was the lesson for us, that whenever we are happy. So that's why I realized that Krishna is saying like, Sama Shatro Chamitrecha Tatha Man Apamanayo Shitoshna Sukha Dukkheshu Sama Sangha Varjita. Sukha Dukkheshu, like when you are like Sukha, when you are like in the happy state, or when you are like, they say like on the cloud, and when you are in the difficulties and problems and miseries. So even in that time, we have to be equipoised. So this is what Krishna is trying to teach us, and we saw by the example of Lord Dashrath. Since what festival is coming to next? Kartik is there. Before Kartik is on 18. Dashera, yeah. So we are talking about mantra and his association. Yeah. So bad association with the Queen Kaikai. So based on that, there is another story of Ravana and his brother Vibhishan. Do you have any idea? I'm taking this story because like festival is coming, so that just to create a mood. So you can meditate on this story later when you go home. So why Vibhishana and the demon Ravan in the same family, same parents, but still they have like completely different mentalities. If you have any idea, you can maybe raise your hand and discuss. Yeah. Why Vibhishan and Ravana, both, they were brothers, still in the different mentalities. Same parents, same, everything is same, but why like two like completely opposite time of birth? Okay. He was a Bhakta, devotee. Yeah. Yeah, this is one reason. Yeah. He said, I can't join you. Your company is difficult. I'm a sadhu. Yeah, this is like external reason that we can see. And also there is another reason about the parenting. So the parents, the father was a monk, like a saint, sadhu. And his name was Visharva. It was Sadhu Visharva. And the both brothers' mother, his wife, Visharva's wife, was Kaikesi. Kaikesi, she was a demonic queen of Somalia. Kaikesi, yeah. And she was like demonic with that, grew up in the demonic mentality. But here we had like good person. Husband was good, like Visharva. He was a monk. So while growing up, Vibhishana brought up with his father, and Ravana got association with his mom. So that's where the whole story comes in the picture. Though if you like go through the scripture, Ravana and Kumbhakarna both are like Krishna's pure devotee in spiritual world. Yeah, there's there. So after that, the story is like after that. So because of this association, that's the power of association. There is a Russian proverb that says, "Show me your 5 friends and I'll tell you where you will be in your future after next 20 years." So that's the power of association, that even we can change certain things. So Ravan grew up with his mom, and Vibhishan grew up with his father. So that's why he got some good quality. And Ravan stayed whole life as a demon. And about this verse, when Krishna is saying to be equal, there is another verse in Bhagavad Gita, verse in 2nd chapter, verse number 70, where Krishna is talking about the ocean and different rivers. Apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudramapah pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashanti mapnoti nakamakami. So in this verse, Krishna is telling that the conscious person, those who are like devotee, or at least aspiring to be a devotee, so their mindset, their mentality should be like this. Like we see the ocean. Have you seen the ocean? Yeah. So there are like many, like hundreds of rivers are coming from all over the sides. But still, have you seen like ocean is like going out of their boundaries? You might have seen the rivers, but you will never find that ocean is breaking its limits. So that's not practical. Imagine if like ocean goes beyond the limits and then our house and everything. So there's like unimaginable situation. So that's why everything is balanced by Krishna. But Krishna is giving this analogy, saying that our mind, our consciousness should be like this. Then it doesn't matter whatever comes in our life. Like if you are happy, that's fine. If you're sad, that's fine. If you have problems, also fine. So try to develop that consciousness. That's why Bhagavad Gita is there. That's why spiritual master is there. So this is the lesson where Krishna is trying to teach us that doesn't matter what your situation is there. Because why Krishna is saying, if you ask like, but why we have to be equipoised in both situations, like whether either it is happy or sad, why is it so? So, huh? Yeah. There was a beautiful story behind that. There was a king, was a very wise king. So in previous ancient time, there was not just king, but they were like Rajarshi. Do you know the word meaning of Rajarshi? Anyone? Religious king, Raja, Rishi. So they were king plus saintly king. So this king was like really intelligent, both spiritually, materially, devotionally. So he was thinking that this life is like so dangerous, so difficult, like things are like going up and down all the time. Sometimes it's like good, but sometimes bad. So what should I do in this situation? Like same situation that the verse we are here saying the how to maintain the balance in our life between two situations. And the king asked this question in his assembly, and one of his prime ministers, he said, "I have a solution. Give me some days, and I'll come up with a solution." So king said, "Yeah, okay, take your time." So then this prime minister, he went to home, and he took a rice, the grain of rice, and on that he wrote something, and he gave it to the king. And he said, "This is the solution." So what was the question of king? That in the life, why there is always struggle, always up and down, why there is not always happiness, and why there is not always miseries. And if it is there, then what should we do with this situation? Because it seems like it keeps coming, going. There must be some like peace in our life. So this wise minister, he came into the assembly next day with the grain, and he said to the king, "I have something for you." King said, "Okay, you bought something?" He said, "Yeah." So the minister says, "This thing will make you balance. When you are happy, it will make you humble. And when you are in the difficult situation, this little rice, give you hope, give you courage, give you confidence to deal with the situation." King said, "Okay." So then he gave it to the king, the rice, and he saw. And this minister, he wrote that this shall pass. This too shall pass, just 4 words. And king was happy. He said, "Yeah, this is really practical, that nothing is permanent. In our life, nothing is permanent. So everything keeps coming and going. So if we have like this type of things that keep us always like on the level, on the diameter, where should go, where should our life, our direction, where should it be?" So this is the situation, and this verse is saying same thing, that we should be, the beginning of the verse begins with the samaha. Samaha means equal. So this is what it's saying. So this is about the story. Prabhupada was traveling somewhere with his disciple, and he saw there was some digging and road maintenance was going on, and there was a big sign, huge sign saying that temporary inconvenience and permanent solution. Prabhupada, he saw this sign and he laughed. He said, "Temporary solution, permanently inconvenience." So this is the nature of this world. It may look that, yeah, now I am happy, now I am in a good zone, now I am content, now I am fulfilled. But our scripture says that happiness in our life, first of all, there is nothing like happiness in this world. Because Bhagavad Gita says, "Mamupetya punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam." So this whole world is like a dukkhalaya. You understand the meaning of alaya? Alaya means like a storehouse. In simple language, say for example, in Sanskrit we have different words like vidyalaya. Vidya means knowledge. Alaya means it's a storage, kind of, you can say school or university or gurukul ashram. So alaya, it's a storehouse, vidya. Same, dugdalaya. Dugda means milk. Alaya means it's a storehouse. So similarly, this world, Krishna said, this world is dukkhalaya. Dukkha means problems, rejection, difficulties, distress, always will be there in your life. And this is like ocean. It's not like just like small place that, okay, you go to, let's say, US or UK, then you'll be happy. It's like whole world is like an ocean of problem. So that's what Krishna is saying here, that this is difficult zone and you have to be careful. And when people say happiness, so first of all, there is no happiness. Our scripture says it's absence of misery. And we think that this is happiness. But it's not actually. If you think about it. Say for example, nowadays we have this thing, Elon Musk is taking people to the Mars. You know the story, yeah? Elon Musk is trying to take people on the different planet. But what's the things coming behind with this deal. On Mars, I just saw news today. On the Mars, there is like radiation. What is radiation? You can tell her. What is radiation? Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda ki, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki. So they found that on the Mars there is a radiation, and if human body stays there for a long time, will turn into green. Have you thought about like your skin is white or black, whatever is there, but when you go on Mars, our skin will become green. Our whole skin, our bodily features will stay same, but we turn into the green. To solve this problem, just I'm giving you how this material world works. There is one problem, and if you try to solve that problem with material solution, it will create the third problem. So that's the nature. So they found that if you go to Mars and stay there for a long time, your bodily pigments, they will go green. And to avoid that, people have to be, what do you call in English? Spacesuit is there. Immunize. You have to be immunized from here, from earthly planet. And for that, you have to invest your money. So first, the whole ticket and whole project is there to go on Mars. Your space suit and all the necessaries, it's already there. But now this is something like completely new, which is going to be here on the Earth. That you have to be first immunized, and then they'll send you there. And you know what? Another thing, our eyesight, we can't see too far once we go there in the Mars, because they found because of this radiation, so these two like side effects. So first, we'll go green. We all become Hulk, which is terrible, painful. And the second one is we lose our eyesight, which is useful to see long distance. So this is the side effects. And I was thinking the other day, like, what's the use of the Mars? Even if we go there, what we be doing there? So I was just like thinking, we are staying here on this planet, and if you see the result of it, it's so miserable. We created the whole thing. You see the numbers of pollution, the COVID, different diseases are there. Yeah, war. So many things, like we created whole this thing here, and now we are not happy here, and now we want to go somewhere else. So do you think that this thing will make people happy? What do you think? No. Are you sure? You're not sure? Okay. So we are staying here on this planet since like ages ago, and we can see the results: crisis, livings, expenses, everything is going high and high. And you know that 1 out of 11 people go to bed without eating anything. 1 out of 11. If you take 11 people, and out of them 1 people go hungry in this world. So this is hunger ratio. So even we see like the scarcity of food that we created, which is artificial, though Krishna has provided everything in full amount. But by our so-called practical experiment and scientific way, we created the need. We created hunger. We created so many difficulties.
People, they're eating meat. So most of the plant we grow from the soil is going to feed the animal, and then the animal being killed. So it's constantly wasting
energy that feeding animals. Yeah, so that's like unnecessary step in between killing animal. Even if you don't kill animal, and why don't you just go directly and eat some grains and pulses, milk? There's so much thing. So this is like unnecessary step that we created here, and now we want to create the whole drama on the different planet. So practically and logically, it doesn't make people happy. Yeah, they will. These people are always there. One reporter asked to Prabhupada that, Prabhupada, what if everyone is going to become a devotee, like you, pure devotee? Prabhupada said, no, there will be always fool like you. So, yeah, there will be always these type of people that we have to deal. So that's why our mission, our preaching, that's more important, to go and tell them that this is important. Your life is in this zone, and out of this zone, you can come to this zone. So we have results of both zone. Have a look. Use your intelligence, as Krishna mentioned to the Arjuna, that after telling whole Bhagavad Gita, after telling the entire 18th chapter, at the end of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, look, now I've told everything, now you choose what to do. Isn't this Krishna is like over or extra merciful? That he knows everything, what is good for us, but still he's saying, okay, do what you like. I told you everything. Like a mom, like. So this is Krishna. And still Arjuna said, oh, I don't understand anything, what's going on? Krishna said, okay, just surrender and finish your business. So yeah, this is the situation about this temporary world. And, okay, thank you. It's okay. Yeah, I was talking about that everything in this world, it comes with some token, whatever you buy. You buy iPhone, you think that, yeah, this is so good. But when you have to pay bills, when your iPhone is stolen, when you see some scratches on screen, so that scratch is though it's on your phone, but okay. So though you see the scratches on your phone, but that okay. But that scratches are not just on your phone. Now you are making that scratch in your mind. So for example, you're driving your car, someone comes and hits your car. So ideally, it shouldn't make you angry. Huh? Definitely, yeah. It shouldn't make you angry.
That happened to me.
Oh my God.
I was at a red light, and the car behind it didn't brake in time, so it hit my car, and I was really worried, and I was getting angry. I got out and looked, and there was actually nothing wrong with my car. It was fine.
But still.
But I was still shocked, and I was getting angry at this lady because my mom was there. So I thought, what if my mom got hurt? Well, no one was hurt, and I was thinking like, why did Krishna make this happen to me? And then a car drove past me, and the license plate had like Krishna's letters in it.
Oh.
I'm just worrying for nothing. It's like I was just, I don't know. Then the sign just came like, if Krishna's with you, then what's happened to you? Nothing. So you're getting angry, but my car is fine. Everyone is fine.
But still.
But I still
Scratches.
the
Some.
sign came to me like,
Some scratches.
yeah, I thought everything's fine. So then I was like, oh, just let it go. But when I went home, I was still like, oh no. But I was like, why would the car that's driving past say Krishna on it?
Oh.
Yeah, that it could have been much worse than it would have been.
Special blessing. Yeah, this is the.
Actually, nothing. It was just meant to happen, but actually, I was
Yeah.
protected, so it was,
This is the perspective and the perseverance of devotee. Devotee, this is how they see the situation. If something happened, so for example, if someone loses your car is like small thing, but if someone loses maybe someone leg in accident, so they think that I'm gonna die in this accident, but by Krishna's mercy, I'm saved, and I just lost my one leg. So this is how devotee thinks. Mm-hmm. Oh. Mm. Wow, yeah. Otherwise, mm. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. He minimizes because he has direct connection with our activities. Because they say in the Gita that ye yathamam prapadyante. The way you approach me, the way you surrender me, in the same way, I reciprocate with you. So yeah, that's beauty.
I want to share another example.
Okay.
There's a manager who works in the GBC in China, who's the president of GBC China. And one guru visit China, and we have a program together. service, she was taking a large
Plate.
large bowl of
Plate.
very hot oil. Very hot oil.
Pot.
Pans are there, and she fell down.
Oh my
And
God.
the oil just
Boiling.
boiled and on her face or
Burn.
somewhere. And all the devotee asked the Guru, what happened? This Mataji, she is a leader of us and she did so much work, dedicated everything to Krishna. Why she have such kind of accident? And the Guru is Nishinha Maharaj. Nishinha Maharaj. The Guru said that he had a karma. He had a karma, and she has a karma to probably will die in a very big fire. But Krishna protect her.
Just by.
Let her go down with some oil burning on the skin, but no death.
No, that like major injury.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
It's
Yeah.
an example because she's a leader.
Yeah, of course, everyone is looking up to her. And wow, yeah, Krishna is always there. One senior devotee he left his body. Someone asked him that he's like senior devotee. So even in the Vrindavan temple, he was like a manager of the whole big temple. And someone asked like, have you seen Krishna ever? Like someone asked him, and he said, I haven't seen Krishna, but I see his hand every day. So this is how devotee perceive the situation. Okay. This verse also mentioned something about resident. If you might have noticed, the devotees is not attached to any residence. Either they can stay under the tree, or we can stay in the like very opulent flat. So, but his consciousness is the same. Like if you see the example of Prabhupada was staying in the Vrindavan before coming here, before 1965, before going to US. So he was staying there just like simple life, completely life of a sadhu, like minimize all our needs, just like serving lords, and that's it. So he was like cleaning and doing everything in that age. But that was like really simple life. There's no followership, no friends, no media, camera and all these things. He was just like he and his book and his all the paraphernalia which is required for serving Lord. So from this situation, Prabhupada went US, and after a couple of years, he started the whole big project, ISKCON. And Prabhupada mentioned in his conversation that I am still same. In Bhagavatam, Prabhupada brought somewhere in the second or third canto somewhere that I am still same. My consciousness is still same. That whether I stay in the Vrindavan or I stay in US, it doesn't make any difference to my inner world. So yeah, this is the power. One famous author, he said that your external world is the reflection of your internal world. So yeah, this is powerful thing. That whatever is inside there, it comes out automatically. So say for example, Srila Prabhupada was like filled up with devotion. So he just did a little bit bhajan under the tree, just small chanting. And there were like hundreds of people dancing with him. So this is how our external world is reflection of our internal world. And this is about residence, and this verse also talk about speech. Prabhupada mentioned in the purport that devotees are not believing in the moan. Do you know the word moan? It's like taking firm vow to stay silent throughout the whole life. So there are some kind of people, they follow this vow, they follow this path. And that's true, it's not like completely wrong, but it's not higher. So when you stay like mourn, when you stay silent, you achieve certain siddhi. It's called vak siddhi. You know what's the importance and meaning of vak siddhi? Not planet, on this planet. Yeah, but in the vak siddhi, actually, when you follow certain type of procedures, say for example, being silent, it's part of it. So say for example, like we have our own practice, we have our own sadhana, like chanting, worshipping deities, reading Bhagavatams, association with devotees. So in that path, those who are practicing this vak siddhi, so they have certain rules like not to speak for a certain period of time. Start from 9 months, 12 months, and go up and up. So when you follow this practice, you achieve certain power. Power, like superhuman power. Mystical power. Yeah, exactly. Then whatever you speak becomes true. Yeah. Yogi. Yeah, you can call yogi. Mystic yogi, yeah. But remember, this is not something higher. It's like, so what it like, okay, so what? You speak something that becomes true. So what? It may solve problem today, but it's not like something permanent solution on this world. Permanent solution on this world is to take all the soul out from the world. That is like permanent solution. And Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is mentioning that those who goes there first, those who go there, they never come back in the 15th chapter. So that is like something called permanent. So if you can do this one, then you are great. Otherwise, this siddhi, okay, you say something, yeah, okay, you become millionaire tomorrow. And real, that person becomes millionaire from tomorrow. But what's the use of that money? But you're gonna do it. If you have some cancer, money help you? It's gonna help you. In the first case, money is good. There's nothing wrong against money, but using our intelligence is more important than rather having just some material little opulence. So, yeah. So this is the importance of speech. So Prabhupada saying devotees are never like this. They don't believe in this. That okay, we stay calm, stay silent, don't speak anything, and we become suddenly powerful person. So Prabhupada saying, but devotees are those, Prabhupada mentioning, Sevan Mukhe Jihvado. Devotees are use their tongue in glorification of Krishna and taking his prasadam. So this is how, through the tongue, devotee purifies their body. So it begins with the tongue, Sevan Mukhe Jihvado. So by using tongue in service of Krishna, we actually start the process of purification. So first purify our mind, intelligence, and then up to the soul. So this is whole procedure. Start with this, our tongue. And Bhagavad Gita mentioned that amazing information about anything, whatever you want to achieve in your life, just by speaking. You know which verse is that? There is one verse says that Anudvega Karam Vakyam Satya Priya Hitam Cha. So they say we should speak, which is Satya, that means true, Priya. It's like people should like it. It's not like agitating someone. Uh-oh. So our words should not agitate others. Satya, Priya and Hita. Our words, our sentence must be beneficial for others. So this is how we use our tongue in Krishna's service. That telling some Krishna's pastime, telling Krishna's story, telling lessons from the scriptures that ultimately elevate the people, elevate their consciousness. So this is where devotees usually use their tongue, because Prabhupada mentioned here that devotees are never silent. Yeah, a devotee never takes part on... See. One should speak, yeah, here, there you go. Therefore, he is called silent. Silent does not mean Silent does not mean that one should not speak. Silent means that one should not speak nonsense. It's probably my favorite word, nonsense. One should speak only of essentials, and the most essential speech for the devotee is to speak for the sake of Supreme Lord. And devotee is happy in all situations. So, yeah, this is it from my side. And if you have any question, if you want to discuss something, okay. Krishna. If you have any question, if you want to discuss something. Mystic power, yeah.
No.
Ill. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this mystic yogis, Yeah, because he made his whole family as ill and sick. Everyone was sick in Bhaktivinoda family because Bhaktivinoda Thakur was against with his ideology and with all the nonsense thing because he was like cheating people. Prabhupada writes in the Bhagavatam that people like to cheat, like to be cheated. People like to be cheated. And because of this desire, Krishna sent some greater cheaters. So, because Krishna is there to fulfill your desire. So, if you want to be cheated, Krishna will send someone who's going to cheat you in your life. So, this is the example that Falgu Baba. And because Bhaktivinoda Thakur was against with him, he cursed his whole family and everyone was ill. And then Bhaktivinoda put him in the jail. And then he said, like, cut his hair because mystic yogi, they usually have their power in their hair. So, if you cut their hair, everything is gone. So, yeah. So, power of devotees. Anything else you want to discuss? Some realization, reflection? Let me tell you one thing about our brain and how we can change our consciousness from material to spiritual. So you know that our brain cannot comprehend negative things. Do you believe that? Our brain cannot comprehend negative things. Give you example, don't worry. Okay. Don't think of an elephant. Okay, don't think of red elephant. Ta-da. So this is how, still it doesn't exist, but still we make a picture in our mind, in our brain, if we hear something like that. So this is how our brain is like a drum. All we just need to train it and give it right direction. As Prabhupada mentioned that we need to replace things. So for example, if you like party so much, you can't live without party, nightclub and dancing and all these things. So transfer that thing with the kirtan. Yeah. If you like eating pizza outside, eat prasadam pizza. Yeah. So everything is available in Krishna consciousness. All we just need to replace things with the spirituality. So this is how our brain is like this is all just game of our brain. It says like, yeah, that sweet is so good, you should go and have it. But if you just forget and if you just hold on that thing for 5 or 10 minutes, and if you are busy in your work, you don't even realize that, yeah, there was a sweet. So you understand like how our brain always keeps us like, because this is how Brahma created us. Because we wanted to enjoy separate from the Krishna. So that's why Brahma created the whole thing where we can easily forget Krishna. When Brahma started the creation, whole creation, it comes in the 3rd canto of Bhagavatam. He first of all created ignorance, tamaha. And under this ignorance, people forget their identity. And they think that they are their position, they are their post. People think that, say for example, I think that, yeah, I'm a monk. Those who are working outside in corporate, they think that, yeah, I'm an employee, I'm a manager, I'm a car holder. We think like this. And if something, the next comes in the Brahma's creation, and if something happens with our identity or things which are linked with our identity, that gives you distress, that gives us pain and so much thing that we can't tolerate, we can't handle it. So this is how Brahma knowingly created this thing, that so that we can forget Krishna easily. Have you thought about it? Like why you forget Krishna so easily? You don't need to put like pressure or something like that. So for example, to remember Krishna, we have to chant. We have to like put so much effort. But for the other side, if you want to forget Krishna, you don't need to do anything. This is like Brahma's creation. But here, we need to remember what's the purpose. Remember Krishna all the time. Either with your chanting, with your service, with sharing the message. Through any way, you have tons of varieties that you can use. Whatever suits your requirement, whatever suits with your desire. Like some people like to cook, so they can cook for Krishna and then offer bhoga, offer prasadam, offer bhoga and then take prasadam. Some people like to speak, they can preach. Some people are like really good at skills, some skills, like say for example, Making garland, yeah, beautiful. Yeah, making garland, painting for Krishna. So there are like so tons of variety. The same variety that people have in the material world. Everything we can use in Krishna service. All we just need to change our consciousness. And how we can change the consciousness? For that we have the whole procedure, which is morning program created by Prabhupada, like waking early in the morning, chanting, attending artis, associating with devotees, sitting in Bhagavatam class, and taking your favorite. There you go. Okay. भगवद गीता ग्रंथ की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
श्री श्री राधा गोकुल नंद की, श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, श्री श्री गौरनिताय की. जय जय गौराचंदे, आरती को जा